It is no secret anymore that many major cities are in financial crisis.
I think we can all agree on that we're broke.
We're seeing sales tax come down, we're seeing business tax come down, and stays in our hotels come down.
Significant capital needs, across the U.S.
We've got to be careful because you don't want to get into too much debt.
The cities that are in trouble, they have a cash flow problem. They may be able to count on some revenue growth. Increasing taxes may be an option. Short of that, they're going to have to cut services or benefits.
From London to New York and Los Angeles, cities are struggling to balancing their budget amidst declining revenue and mounting debt. So let's call a spade a spade. These cities are essentially broke and struggling to make ends meet. But are they though? A quick bit of housekeeping before we continue. If you haven't already, why don't you do me a favor and click the subscription and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content like this. Also give this video a thumbs up, and for engagement's sake, just comment an emoji in the comment section. I'm not asking for an arm or a leg. It doesn't cost you anything. Just support me continue doing what I'm doing and bringing these videos out for you. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. To understand the financial challenges our cities are facing, we need to dig into the root cause. One major factor is the reliance on debt to fund essential services and infrastructure projects. Over the years, cities have borrowed significant sums to invest in everything from public transport to schools and parks. However, with debt levels reaching unsustainable heights, many cities are now facing the harsh reality of ballooning interest payments and shrinking budgets. A recent study has found that 58 of the largest cities in the US alone haven't generated enough revenue to cover their bills. That's more than half of the major cities in the country. It's a concerning trend that really screams for action. So why are these cities facing financial hardship? Well, there are many factors at play here. Let's state the obvious first. For one, running a major city is incredibly expensive. Let's just take New York as an example for now. With over 8 million residents spread across 5 boroughs, it has to foot the bill for a wide range of services and infrastructure. From maintaining parks to libraries, public transportation and healthcare services, the expense list is endless. And with an ever-growing population and increased demand in services, financial strain on cities like New York, Los Angeles, London, Moscow, etc. just continues to grow. But where is the funding coming from? To fund these essential services and infrastructure projects, cities more often than not turn to municipal bonds. These bonds allow cities to borrow money from investors and pay them back over time with added interest. While these bonds do provide much needed funds for projects, whenever there's interest involved with such astronomical numbers, the risk is enormously high. And one of the major or biggest risks is the increase of debt. Many cities and state governments in the US are selling bonds to fund more spending that they can afford. And as you can imagine, this leads into a vicious cycle of borrowing and debt collection that leaves cities ultimately in a very tricky financial situation. And in fact, many cities across the country are already drowning in debt. New York alone has $177 billion in debt, which works out to over $61,000 per taxpayer. And the shocking truth is, it's not just New York. It's cities from coast to coast that are facing similar financial challenges. Furthermore, rising costs of living, including housing and healthcare, place additional strains on city budgets as residents demand more affordable housing options and access to essential services. And I don't think you can blame them for the amount of tax you're paying on a monthly basis. And pension obligations are another challenge that cities are facing. Many cities promise generous retirement benefits to public employees, but these pension funds are often underfunded, which then leads to cities struggling to meet their financial obligations and then have to make the tough decision of doing budget cuts somewhere else. And to make matters worse, and we've seen across the world recently, natural disasters are also adding to that stress. But if you were to ask what is the solution, there is no easy or clear-cut solution to this. Balancing a city's budget requires tough decisions and sacrifices, and the consequences are far-fetching, but I think managing it better with selfless leaders is a good starting point in my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Some cities are tightening the belt and cutting budgets left, right and center, whilst others also are looking for additional revenue streams like taxing cars driving in inner cities or increasing borrowing limits. Ultimately, what I'm trying to get to is that the financial health of our cities affects us all. Whether we live in a big city or a small town, the decisions made by our city officials have a direct impact on our lives. That's why it's so important to stay informed and actively engage in the discussions of the financial future of our communities, towns, and cities. By educating yourself and others about the importance of fiscal responsibilities and holding your local leaders accountable for their decisions will help in building a brighter future for your community and your city. But now you might be wondering, where am I going to find the extra time? Don't worry, I've got some amazing time management tips here in that video, so click that video next. And also, if you haven't already, press the subscription and the notification bell. Also, give this video a thumbs up and put your comments in the comment section below for engagement's sake. You see what I'm saying? Now, see you guys in the next video. Peace out.